Record.
Yeah,
Now it's recording.
yeah, that's good. And I think like Zoom has a time limitation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like uh maximum 1 hour, I think, and then we are forced to be kicked out, and we have to start a new one.
It's fine.
It's like yeah.
It's fine. We can talk for an hour.
And are we going to talk like in an interview way or just a
So,
free talk?
welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Synapse podcast. This is a great opportunity to for us, the initial founders of this incredible um, platform, to share our ideas and to share our experiences. And I would like to present um, Wang Jia, who is the original um, the original founder of the platform, and myself, uh, who joined after. Um, so, Xia, do you mind sharing with us how you came up with the idea? And what is the idea? Like, what is Synapse, and how did you how did you come up with the idea?
Yes, sure. So I was working in a research institution and I have some like research ideas and it's like including the mathematical equation and the code snippets. And I find like current platform, it is very hard to do those like complex formatting sharing. Like if you're sharing a post, there's a lot of math, like inline math and code equations and like current researchers are publishing their own blogs. So I'm like imagine a platform that people can freely share their content. And that's why I started the Synapse.
I see. But one question that may come up for many people is, okay, so why is that so different from current um, platforms and current solutions? Isn't it like enough to share a screenshot?
For the screenshots, it is very hard to like different social media platform arrange the screenshot in different ways. Some, like for example, in Twitter, if you share a lot of screenshots, those screenshots are cropped, and like the viewing experience is quite it's bad.
I
And
agree.
yeah, and there's like other platforms, for example, Media and Substack, I think, and it is very like they do not support like inline math and like the code. Yeah.
All right. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think the current solution of sharing your screenshot is not very it's not beautiful first, and it's not efficient.
Yeah,
um
it is. Yeah, it is now.
so yeah, and so your goal was to build a startup, right, in order to solve this problem.
Yes.
um so how um let's say what steps did you take in order to follow that direction, like starting something from scratch?
Like the first step I'm doing is like doing the market research because like you have to know uh, what kind of uh, what kind of service provider are there in the market and how do people use it. And like I did the survey of around like 10 or 15 most popular social media out there about like their function, their UI. And then like I'm considering like so we have this like market gap and how do we implement this product? And I found out that like the majority of the user that browsing those social medias are from the mobile device. I think like
Yeah.
for you for both like YouTube and Instagram, there's like more than 90% of user are using the mobile device. So like I started a mobile first product.
Yeah, that sounds like a wise decision. Um, and yeah, so we maybe we can just jump into the part when we meet. Um, so Sha and I met on the Y Combinator co-founder matching platform. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct. So how long did it take you to find me, by the way? Um,
It took me around 1 month, and like at that time, I was developing the Synapse, and like it's quite busy for me because you know like during the product development time, it is very hasty, and I always work like 3 to 4 a.m. until the morning. And like I'm on the Y Combinator on and off. And then like I found Alex. Yeah.
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 So yeah, and I was very happy um to find you. And when I will say that when I saw your idea, and I was very impressed by your yeah by the idea really. And I thought that it was a good idea, and with a good objective. Um, so my personal take on current social media platforms is that they are getting out of control, like honestly. And and I was hoping to help you and build this platform to um to have a place, like in plain I will tell you in plain English, to have a more serious place to share ideas, and especially scientific ideas in a beautiful way, um and yeah, so in a very user friendly way, and stuff like that. And the other thing that or that we should talk about is the other reason that I really, really like your idea is that we had a similar, um, we had a similar concept about matching people, right? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember that.
So Do you remember my reaction when I saw? Do you remember what I told you when I saw your that you have thought uh, of the same thing that I did?
Yeah, I remember that, and we both agree that's a good idea. Yeah.
Right. What was it exactly?
So we are considering like currently there's a dating app out there, but they are like matching people that need romantic partners. But like we have different social needs uh besides a romantic relationship. For example, like we want to meet, I want to find another co-founder, or I want to find an investor. So like that's where the people matching kick in. So like if we are using this platform, we can use in the AI so that people can speak in nature language. For example, I have this social media product and I want to find someone that is an investor that can invest in our product. And that would be a great way. Like for me, from my point of view, it's like it it makes the information exchange more efficient.
I agree. I completely agree. So, and I personally thought I personally thought of that um, because I remember one day I was thinking about how to find people that are interested in different fields, but they want to find people that are interested in connecting those fields. And I can be specific here and mention that I'm personally very interested in space exploration and AI. And to narrow it down, I was thinking about how to apply AI to space exploration. And I was like, how do I find people with this specific goal? And I couldn't, and I went on the internet and tried to find platforms where I could find people for interested in similar things as I were interested, and I couldn't find it. So and then I ended up registering to the Y Combinator co-founder platform, and then luckily I found Sha, and uh, to my surprise, he had thought of the same thing. So I think it was a instant uh,
Chemistry.
connection, an instant chemistry.
Yeah.
Let's let's put it that way. Uh, because since the beginning we could talk um, very openly and about many different topics, right, Sha? What do you think?
Yeah, that's correct. And we found out like we actually share a lot of interest together. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Um, so and then yeah, of course. So we introduced each other, and um, it turns out that Sha was also involved in AI research. So as you mentioned in the beginning, you were working you were working at a research institution. Do you mind sharing what you were doing there more in a more detailed way?
So it's a research institution that is specified specifically doing research on the lung disease, and yeah, it's called like Guangzhou National Laboratory, and I was working there like uh, under my professor. And like in our team, we are focused on applying the machine learning, like applying the knowledge into the biology field. So we are developing like a AI large language model that can decrypt the language of DNA. And we also like like combining with the uh, lung disease, we are doing some like prediction model that can predict there's a disease called COPD. It's like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So like, yeah, we are doing those kind of things.
Well, it sounds like a important work and impactful and positive for the world actually. Um, so I could relate to that because I like before moving to the US, I was in Germany and I was um, pursuing a master's in AI and data science. So yeah, so that's kind of our background. My initial background is in computer science. And Cha, do you mind sharing your background too? Like you
My
come
background,
from, yeah.
okay. I'm from China. And yeah, and I did a master in UK, and I was doing the bioinformatics. It's about the data analysis and also like including some area of the machine learning.
Mhm. So a master's in bioinformatics.
Yeah.
So and I was doing a master's in AI and data science in Germany. Um, but then we both moved to North America.
Yeah.
Let's say that. And Sha, you spent quite a few time in San Francisco, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us about that experience? Uh,
I would say it's good. It's like the city is like vibrant, like the San Francisco, it's in Silicon Valley, and there's a lot of AI events in there. And I joined some of them. Like during the time I was in San Francisco, there's a tech week hosted by A16Z, and like the whole week is crammed with events, and you can see like there are startups talking about their products, like and the majority of those startups are like applying those AI techniques on different areas like the healthcare or like the robotics, or some are doing like for more like business side, they're doing like the marketing tool that's powered by AI. And of course, like where there's startups, there's investors. There's a lot of investors in there too.
so you would agree then that San Francisco is a prime place to really start a tech company and be in a uplifting environment that helps you achieve that.
Yes, I would say that like the startup, like the vibe in there is very good for startups, and also like the weather is good too.
And the weather is good too. That helps a
It's
lot.
like warm and dry. There's not a lot of rain in there. And yes, and also like for the money raising, it's relatively easy for you to reach out investors there.
Nice. Let's move to San Francisco someday.
Yeah.
So going back to Synapse. Um, you mentioned that you did some research about the market and you understood um, people's behavior to some degree, um, and then we met, and I remember we started, and and you had some work done because you were working on it for a month, and you say it was very stressful because and a lot of work because you were alone, obviously, and you were working hard. Um, and then okay, we met, and I remember we started working on it like on the same day or the next day.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, let's just get started. Let's just um so what lessons can you like draw from that experience, um like starting to divide the work, like what is your takeaway from that, like was did we do a good job? Is there something that we could have done better, or what do you think?
Uh, that's a good question. It's like for the dividing the work, I think like it is I think like during the time we did divide the work, right? We have a task list and then like we are assigning different tasks to different people and we are like collaborating on it. And
We have time, like
yeah, and
in people sometimes just I've seen things like this and where people are just and think first and then say whatever you want to say. So what ended up happening is that we realized that like you had like fair experience with the um tools that we were using in order to develop this app, and I could see that you were so fast using them and very effective. And I found myself in a situation where I was trying to also be so fast, but I couldn't. So that's one thing that I personally um, think that I could get better at. Um, what about you? Is there something that you think you could improve, or yeah?
yeah, I think like uh I think that's right. Like when Alex starting working with me, I think like Alex is not that experienced, and then like and then uh and then like I shared some of my experience with Alex, and yeah, and I think Alex is doing a good job for developing it, and I can see like both of us are very enthusiastic about the project.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, we were very psyched about it, like at the beginning. Like at least I were.
Yeah, I think
I,
yeah,
I was
both.
I was sorry. I was. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
think
go ahead. Go ahead.
both of us was very excited about it.
Yes. And then we spent like no, I don't know, like 3 weeks or maybe a month working on it. Um, and we had a checklist, like a bullet pointed checklist, and we worked on it simultaneously, right?
Yes,
Until there was one point when we decided that maybe one of us should uh take on marketing more, right? That was the
yes.
like the split at the um, and then what happened? And then what happened is that I mean I honestly didn't have I mean first of all neither of us had experience at it, right? Or do you? Like do you no, you I remember you didn't.
Yeah, I do not.
So we are newbies. We are um uh rookies at this. And we were trying to figure out, oh, what should we do? What should we do? Who should we target? And here comes the next question. Who were we targeting? Yeah.
At first, we are targeting the scientific community because this product, like in design, you can uh, you can post like the mathematical equation and the code snippet, and that's like our targeted market at first.
Hmm. Okay. Um uh, and what do you think um what do you think were the problems uh with that market, or if any?
From now, I think like there's a couple of things we can improve. Like the first one is like we decided to build a mobile first product. And now I realized like it would be probably be better if we started the web first. Because like for those researchers or students, nobody are using like their phone to take notes or like write some like a scientific report or something. So that's the first thing we can improve. And the second thing is
That's a
that,
good point.
yeah, and the second thing is that I think like during the time I work with Alex to do the development, I'm like so focused on the task list, task that I'm assigned to. Like I'm do the coding day and night, and theirs is like a couple of days we don't have a lot of communication, and I think like if it is like started over, I would like at least spend some time per day to sync with each other like about the progress, about like how do we think about the task list, about those features.
I like that. I like that. I agree. Um, and we should also mention that we were not working side by side, like we were at different locations, which, according to what I have read about new startups, is that it's not ideal. Like, um, so on this platform that we met, the Y Combinator co-founder matching platform, there is a nice course uh, with the best practices about how to build startup. And they mentioned that the founders should meet in person. So we were doing our best through uh, video call, but ultimately, as founders of a company, we need to meet in person. So that was also like a barrier, we could say, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Like, I can imagine, like, us working together side by side on the same table. Um, that would be so fun. Like, you know,
I can imagine too, like, yeah, like collaborating and communicating with each other.
yeah,
That
like
is,
the
yeah.
bandwidth is better, right? If we are next to each other,
I would say it would be definitely more efficient,
efficient.
yeah, in both like communication and some like collaboration
Yeah.
if we are working together. And like we are in different time zone.
That's the other thing. We are in different time zones. Um, so yeah, that's definitely a lesson uh, learned. Even though our communication was fairly good, but yeah, we cannot deny that in person it would be better. Um, so um, before this, we were talking about what? We were talking about
Marketing.
the marketing part. And yeah, so we decided to go with a mobile first approach. And then we realized, oh, wait a second. If we want people to edit complex stuff with math equations and code and stuff like that, uh, on the phone, I mean, it sounds cool, but it's not practical
Yes,
because
definitely.
it's very difficult to edit stuff on the phone. So that's the it sounds so simple. Still, uh, it sounds simple, right? But it's not that simple. Like,
Yeah,
it
it would.
wasn't the right approach, like, in my opinion. And then the app started to evolve into a more general thing, right?
Yes.
Can you share more a little bit about that? Like, what was the direction that the app took?
So I think like I want to first like extend your idea about like the mobile and the desktop.
Okay.
So like why we decided to build a mobile first product is that because uh, we found that the great majority of people are like browsing the content using the mobile device. But like for social media, it's kind of like to like both the supplier, like the content creator, and the content consumer are important. And like especially at the early stage, it's actually the creator is more important than the consumer, because only if you have a good content, you can attract those consumers. But like we build a product that is very good at consuming the
consuming.
yeah consuming the post, but is not good at the producing the post.
100%. I agree with that. And that's probably the most beautiful way to put it. What happened? That's the
Yeah,
most accurate depiction of what happened. Like,
yeah.
um, so yeah, so like consuming, the app turned out to be a great place to consume, but in order to create, wasn't it wasn't that easy. Very it wasn't very user friendly in my opinion. Um, and now the question is, okay, and then why? Then question, the following question might come, like, why didn't you just start building the web version?
Yeah, as I talked before, like during the survey, we found that the majority of people are using the social media on their mobile device. So we decided to build on mobile first. And actually, like it is more important for them to developing a platform that is good at creating, not the consuming.
Right, right. But do you think there is a market gap regarding our? Do you still think there is a gap regarding our idea? So do you think like this platform could be used by researchers and at the and the scientific community to post that kind of content, their kind of content?
Actually, I still think there is a market gap. Like if we have good engineering and the marketing team, like that's their opportunity. Like I can imagine like there's a very good tool out there, like for researchers and students to easily share their notes. And for example, someone are studying, for example, psychology or mathematics, and he can easily find the notes written by others. I would say it would be helpful. How
Mm.
about you?
Um, so we can continue in another call because our time is over.
Oh yeah.
So let's press stop recording. It's recording now.
Okay. The last recording you started so fast.
What?
It's okay. It's okay. I just say like the last meeting, yeah, you directly started. I thought like we are going to talk for a while, then starting.
No, 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 no talking. Doing.
Okay.
Just
No,
doing.
no bullshit, right?
No bullshit, just because if we start with the bullshit, we will never stop.
Okay.
So let's just keep talking. So we were talking about our opinions for the about the market, right?
Yes.
So I personally think that the approach that we took on taking on the general public was not the right decision. I I strongly stand by that, and I can tell you why. I can share with everybody listening to this. Why? And I believe that for a business like this, we should focus on a narrow uh, part of a market, um, and then from there expand. And that's basically it. Like that's as clearly as I can say it. Um, and I have seen it. I have seen that pattern many times in different places from different people, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Like when you think about it, it makes sense. Like at first, it doesn't sound that straightforward because as a business, obviously, you wanna reach as many people as possible, and you say, "Oh, I want to build something that scales." But the counterintuitive thing to do, which is actually the good thing to do, is to do things that don't scale first. Yeah. And there is actually a very good essay by Paul Graham, the founder of Y Combinator, that I read like 2 days ago. Again, on the co-founder matching platform startup school. Great essay. I recommend it.
So for the niche market to start it first, I think uh, I would say like that's a good idea, and we should do that. Or at like or we should have do that. Yeah, and especially for our platform, it would be great like if we building a niche market because like for social media, like if the public is too generous, like different people are posting different content, like someone is posting what I've ate at this afternoon, and another people posting a scientific opinion, and like people don't have a clue what this platform is about. And for the like general products, uh, I think it is okay. Like for other products, I think it is okay to start with a broader audience. You know, like there are some examples. For example, the Chat GPT, when they launched, they didn't like cater for a specific group or some like yeah, and so that's yeah, and so does there's a platform in China called Alibaba. And when they started, like they are the similar thing to Amazon. They are like people can selling goods online,
Mhm.
yeah, didn't catering a specific group.
Yeah, but we have to remember the story of Amazon. Do you know? I mean, Amazon started selling only books,
Yes, yes. Amazon is like they are targeting niche markets, but the Alibaba is not.
right? Because probably what Alibaba did was just seeing that something like Amazon works, so it's proven that it works already, and they just went ahead and say, okay, that works. I will do the exact same thing in this market in China. And then from
As
China, they expanded to everywhere. No?
yeah, I don't know the specific like reason why they started, and that might be the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right now. I'm saying what sounds logical to me, but I'm not 100% sure either. It sounds like the anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but
So
like for our platform, we should have like targeted a specific group.
yeah. So if we look at the story of Facebook, right? They started with first only Harvard students, and then just after they completely dominated that market, they moved on to Ivy League Ivy League colleges, and then when they had that, they moved to all the colleges, and then only then to the broader market.
How about the Chat GPT?
Yeah, but ChatGPT is a different league. I mean, ChatGPT is it's not something that you build in your bedroom. ChatGPT is billions of dollars worth of capital uh, expenditure in order to build that. So, and the market is different because you specifically want as much um uh, data uh, generated in order for the system to get better. That's the goal, right?
Yeah,
The system gets better by feeding it uh, human information, ways of interacting with the AI and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I think comparing ChatGPT with the social platform is a difficult task.
Yes, yes, they are like different. I think like for Amazon, Facebook, and like social media, they have something in common is that the supplier and the consumer are both like human involved. So like they are a bridge between people. But for the chat GPT, like you are not the supply is the company itself, is the model. And the consumer is like the user. So there's not this kind of bridge. They're providing a kind of service to everyone. So that's
Yeah,
why like they can launch to general public without any specific niche.
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. And
um,
second thing I think you mentioned is right is that the ChatGPT, like when they are launched, it's like at the first day they launched, not they launched, like at the first day the company started, they have like billions of dollars that we invested, and actually like the Sam Altman himself is a good, he's good at marketing, I would say. He's very good at it.
he's good. He's natural at it.
Yeah,
He's a natural at marketing.
and so
He's a
like
very effective communicator.
yes, and so like that's why it's different.
Yeah. Um, so if you read the essays by Paul Graham on the startup school, you will you will see a lot of Sam Altman because um, Sam Altman is one of the most respected success stories within Y Combinator. I mean, he even ended up being the CEO of Y Combinator for I think until he went on to OpenAI.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Up
he's
until
been the
that,
CEO for like eight years or something, then moved to OpenAI.
yeah. So yeah. So do yeah. The other thing is that we at the very beginning, um, it's fine to. It's not actually just fine. It's the right thing to do to handpick the users, handpick them. So don't expect people to join just by putting out there that you have something. You have to really reach them and literally handpick them. I want you as a user, and then you try hard to get that user because some characteristics that that user has. You see what I mean? Like, what do you think about that? That's something that I also learned on the platform.
Uh, I'm not sure. I can get your point. If you handpick the user, and we can control at least like the content quality of the post.
Hmm, hmm.
Uh,
I
in,
mean, but
in,
I'm not talking in the context. I'm not only talking about this platform. I'm talking more in general. Like if you want to start a startup, um, it's at the beginning. It's more important to make a few users extremely happy, and they want to use your product very badly because they have a need and they can act on that need, and they can even pay for that, for even pay you even if the product is crappy, than having a lot of users that are um, okay. Let's say they are just okay, like it's fine. Like it's better to have a few users that absolutely love your thing than have a lot that are just okay with it
uh,
at the beginning.
yeah, actually, I've saw some video from Y Combinator too, and they talked about it. And I knew that, but do you know the reason why? I can't figure out why is that. Like they
Tell
said
me.
something like it's better to have 10 user that's absolutely love your product than 1,000 user that is okay with your product.
Share with us your thoughts, please.
No, I have no idea. I know the conclusion, but I don't know the reason why of it.
um so the reason is that those users that really love your product are the real early adopters who are willing to pay for your product, who are willing to give you honest feedback and stuff like that, and are the ones who are going to stick with you if you delight them. So the okay ones are not the good initial users. So and imagine if you are a user, you want the company to treat, and especially if you are an early adopter, you as a user, you want the company to treat you well, like extremely well actually. Even better if you are paying for the product, as crappy as it is. Especially if it is crappy. Like if it is crappy, you pay for it, you want attention. You want attention, right? And in order to uh, have a good fast feedback loop, it is better to have a few users that absolutely love your product instead of a lot that are like whatever, like would use it but with 1000 conditions.
I see, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I do agree with it. Like a few, yeah, I do agree with it.
So it's more about really being um, uh, like about narrowing your user base initially, and being like super close to the user and asking, what do you need? What do you need? We will do anything that you say. We will, you know, like
Yeah.
we, you just tell us. We will do it. We are here for you. We love you. We want you to succeed.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, you cannot do that with 1,000 people. You know, you
Yes,
can
that's
do it
correct.
with 20 people. You can do it, and then when you have that user base, that small user base that absolutely love your product, growth is more promising. By the way, they say that the 10% weekly growth rate is the healthy is healthy. Is a good measure. Weekly 10% increase in users.
Wow. Which product has weekly 10% growth?
Uh, I don't know, like off the top of my head, I don't know a product like that, but I mean, Airbnb had was is one case. They mention a lot, and Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think like for social media, there's like one thing that is important, like the user growth is more like at the first it is very slow, and there's one like exponential stage that this product goes viral and everyone starts to using it, and then user growth starting to grow slow again.
Yeah, well, yeah. So like the 10% growth rate is
It's very good, I would say.
it, yeah. So, but yeah, what I want to say is that maybe that's not what he mentions a 10% growth rate as a good measure that you have a promising thing. But the key point is to measure your growth on a weekly basis. Yeah, that's the main key point. And the 10% growth rate is a healthy uh, metric.
I do agree with it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'm almost done with the school. Very useful information in it and very straightforward.
Yes, yes. And I would say like thank you for recommending the book by the Peter Thiel, 0 to 1. That's a good book too. It's about like how you start a startup and why you start a startup. And like this book is mainly focused about those like technological breakthroughs that is really like for the next generation products.
I agree. I agree. I am glad you liked it. And yeah, so I think it's a book that you can really apply actually. Like it's not about the specific product, it's about how to build impactful impactful companies that
Yeah.
change the future.
And their advice is to like avoid competition, which is very important for startup.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Because we assume that okay, competition is natural, is a natural thing, and we are okay with competition and it's healthy and whatever. But in reality, as a business, you want to aim for a monopoly.
Yeah.
Like, and one thing that I liked about the book is how he argues that companies that are in fact quasi monopolies like Google, like they don't talk about themselves. This is a point that I loved about the book. They don't talk about themselves as monopolies, but in reality, they almost kind of are. Like, and the example of Google, I think, is a great one.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, maybe you remember that part of the book when Peter Thiel mentions Google. I think he mentions it a lot throughout the book, right?
yeah. And like in recent years, there's like a lot of antitrust case against Google, like in both US and in Europe. And I think like all of them, the Google wins.
Google always wins.
Yeah,
I
but like
I'm probably almost always.
yeah, there is like historical cases. I think like the Microsoft spinned off their browser or something. Like they lost the antitrust case, and like they let the user to download their own browser or something like that. But I
Yeah.
forgot the exact story.
Yeah, the story is about, if I remember correctly, it's about the Internet Explorer, the browser Internet Explorer, which was the only, Microsoft wanted it to be the browser of the web, and they didn't let other browsers, and that was a very chaotic period of time in the history of the internet.
Mm.
Well, great lessons, I think. Great lessons that we can draw from our experience as Synapse. I think, after all, is a learning experience, right?
Yeah, and life is all about the learning and experience, right?
I agree, absolutely. Now the only thing that's left is keep trying and keep building.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
totally
agree?
agree. I totally agree with it.
Great, great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. This was, Wanze, Sha, and Alex. Um, See you next time.
See you.
Good.
Good, good, good. Do you think it's a good podcast?
I think it's great.
It's great.
It's great. It's a great podcast.
Well,
Uh,
I would say it's not bad. It's not bad, but yeah,
Not bad
it's
for improvising.